Assalamu alaikum. Today I come with something very specific. I just came from a video of a Muslim girl saying the wildest thing. She said, if you're married Islamically, you don't need to go to the courthouse and get that marriage license. I'm gonna tag her because this is not meant to create like a beef between sisters. No. I'm sure she meant well. I'm making this video because I did see a lot of people not knowing and thinking that she was right or agreeing with her. And it was comment after comment. There were a couple of them that were like, no. And I'm going to give you the correct information for all 50 states of the US. If you are Islamically married, and that means you've done your nikah with witnesses, you have a contract, you even got it notarized, you think that you don't need to get legally married in the United States, that is incorrect. And I want to explain this clearly because clearly a lot of people are confused. In the United States, marriage is not just a contract between two people. It is a legal status that is created and recognized by the states. In all 50 states, for a marriage to be considered legal, you need a marriage state issued license. An authorized officiant doing it. The marriage has to be properly filed and signed by the government. Without that process, the states will not consider you legally married, no matter what private agreement you have signed. A nikah, even if it includes a witness, written contract, and even if it's notarized, considered a private agreement. Notarizing a document simply verifies the identities of the people signing the agreement and helps prevent fraud. It does not turn that agreement into a legal marriage. It does not give you legal spouse status. Now, some people will say, oh, we have a contract and it's legally binding. The reality of the matter is that nikah contract can be private contract in court, but that doesn't mean that every single part of that contract will be enforced. Judge can just review that contract and say that certain parts are valid or unenforceable depending on state laws. For example, if the contract says that one person will receive a house if a separation happens, the court may or may not view it as a prenuptial agreement. That depends if it meets strict legal requirements, including fairness. Both parties completely understood what they were signing. And often, those type of agreements require legal drafting. Another example, if the contract tries to set child support terms in advance, these provisions are generally not binding because courts decide child support on the best interest of the child and state guidelines. You cannot override that with just a private agreement. Another argument that I saw in the comments of the other video were, we have a will or we have a power of attorney, so we're protected. Those documents can give someone specific right, the ability to make medical decisions or receive certain assets. They do not make someone your legal spouse. A power of attorney is permission, not marital status. And a will can still be challenged in court. We see that all the time. The key difference between a marital license and a nikah is that a legal marriage license automatically gives you spousal rights, including things like inheritance rights in many situations, access to spouse benefits, tax filings, and legal protections if the relationship ends. A private contract, on the other hand, may require for you to go to court to try and enforce that. There is no guarantee with that all the terms would be upheld. Look, the best way to explain this is that nikah protects you religiously and it can function as a private agreement. It does not replace a legal marriage in the United States. A legal marriage license is what creates recognized spousal status under the law. If someone chooses not to get legally married, they will need multiple legal documents like a will, power of attorney, and financial power of attorney, just to try to recreate some of the protections that a legal marriage license will give you automatically. So the bottom line is this: notarized nikah can be a private contract that may or may not be fully enforced, but it does not make you legally married. And it does not give you the same protections as a recognized state marriage. I started doing the research for this video. I found out that a lot of the mosques will not even marry you if you don't have a state recognized marriage license. And sisters, it is very important for you to understand that if you don't have that state marriage license, you are not legally viewed as the spouse in the United States. The nikah, it's a beautiful ceremony. We need to do it. I believe everyone should do it, but I also believe for protection purposes, everyone also should have a state issued legal marriage license. I hope this was informative. If you have any questions or if you have any comments, do so respectfully in the comments. Assalamu alaikum.